An emergency overnight cold shelter in KCK that we visited last week is taking things to the next level in this brutal cold. Betsy Webster is live at the Bridge of Hope Community Church to explain. Betsy?
Well, Brad, what you see in this room here is what the guests get when they check in. Over there are some blankets and some sleeping clothes. Over here you've got warm socks, clean underwear, towels. They get towels, a shower, and more.
That's what I was looking at.
Robert Engelhardt calls the place a godsend. Tonight, he's working a jigsaw puzzle with a volunteer. Late last week, he was at KU Hospital saying he was suicidal.
And they started talking to me, and I said, I'm not suicidal. I'm just too old to be out in this weather.
The hospital referred him here, where guests get air mattresses and blankets. They get a hot, home-cooked meal. But more importantly, they get to belong.
They make us feel like, we're people, we're somebody, we have a purpose just like everybody else.
It's the only emergency shelter in KCK for folks looking last minute. Otherwise, they have to walk to Missouri for one of the bigger shelters, which serve an important purpose, but can't offer the quiet intimacy that Bridge of Hope does.
I want to hear their stories. I want them to get to know my stories.
Pastor Luther Eatman was homeless himself for 8 years. His modest church began the cold weather shelter last winter. Today, they expanded from overnight to all day because public shelters like libraries were closed for the holiday.
Every time it gets cold, my mind goes right back to where I used to be. So I ache and pain for those individuals who are out there experiencing the same things that I experienced.
And that makes this more than just a shelter for those fortunate enough to have found it.
He can relate, and then he gives us hope, because that's the one thing you don't want to lose out here is hope.
And he says not just hope, but inspiration, that eventually he can also be off the streets someday. Now, when the guests check in, they do have to register here with a volunteer like Frank, who's working here today. There were 15 people who checked in the night that we were last here. Frank tells me that tonight they had 23. Live in Kansas City, Kansas, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
Thank you, Betsy, and glad it is open tonight. Now, the church is always looking for help keeping others warm. If you'd like to donate or maybe volunteer, we've put links up on our website. Just click Found It on 5.